What is up, guys? Sumi here with Thoughtcast, and today I'm going to talk about why your man is going to cheat but just doesn't have the opportunity. A lot of women talk about how men cheat, right? And they talk about how men are going out in the world and they're just sleeping with all these women. And look, I get it. I really do. But I want to talk about the men that don't cheat. I want to talk about the men that are loyal and the ones that come off as loyal. See, a lot of people mistake loyalty. They don't even know what loyalty is. You can only measure someone's loyalty when they're in a situation where that's being put to the test. And what I'm trying to say here is a lot of men don't even have the opportunity to cheat. A lot of those men that you consider good and loyal just were never approached by a plethora of women. See, people talk about celebrities and athletes like they're just all cheaters by heart. They're all cheaters by nature. But this comes with a different territory and a different level of temptation. There are not a busload of women that are waiting to hook up with you after a game when you go and play at your, recreation league. But for a celebrity or athlete, there's not only girls in the Instagram DMs, there's girls everywhere that you go trying to get a piece of you, trying to get some kind of access to you. And this is where it becomes very difficult for these guys. And I'm not saying that their behavior is correct. I'm not condoning their negativity in certain aspects. I'm just letting you guys know that there's a different level of temptation. There's a different level of what's going out there. And honestly, I'll tell you a lot of times, these men are very disciplined, but they succumb to different pressures that are just overwhelming. When you have women that are attractive, Instagram fit, hitting you up every single day, and you're programmed biologically as a male with a lot of testosterone because you're working out all the time, you're taking care of yourself, you're making a lot of money, it is respectfully very hard to say no to a lot of these women. And the disciplined man, the guy that you want, is one that has options but says no to options. This is where ladies get it messed up. They go for a guy that they think is not a cheater, that has no options, and they think that he's not going to cheat on them. But the problem is once that man gets a little bit of options and he builds up his career and he starts making a little bit of money, he's going to have options and he's going to engage in that lack of discipline. See, a lot of women will spend time with the man, build him up, develop him into a person. And then 10, 15 years later, when they're not looking their best because they've aged naturally with having kids and so on and so forth, they're going to find out that that man is cheating with a woman that's younger, more attractive. And they question, like, why were you never doing this before? It's because he never had the opportunity to do it before. It's because he didn't have the financial capital and the status to do it before. The number one attraction factor that women care about is wealth. And I know that a lot of women will say, oh, no, I'm not interested in money. I care about personality. Look, you will not even talk to a guy if he does not have the ability to take care of himself. It's not just money, it's more so financial stability. And that level of financial stability varies for women. The standard of what that is varies from woman to woman. Some women are okay with $50K. Some want $5 million a year. Guys, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor here, K&D, where we're filming the podcast right now. If it wasn't for them, I would not have a location to film this podcast, and I wouldn't be bringing you this valuable content. If you're ever in the Cleveland area and looking for housing, they are the number one apartment retailer out here. If you ever need a good deal or a good hookup with these apartments, you can definitely contact me and I can get you in touch with one of their leasing representatives. There's a lot of women that have a minimum standard for what they want their man to make. Men, on the other hand, don't really care about money. And the reason is we know that a girl that makes a lot of money is not going to help us out, is not going to try to get with us. A woman that's making a lot of money is not going to give us, access to her financial stability. I've rarely seen that, There are rarely sugar mamas out there in the world. That doesn't really exist. Now, the sugar daddies, the 18-year-old dating the 65-year-old guy in Miami, that is everywhere. But when women make money, it's their money. They keep it for themselves. And men understand this. That's why we don't go for women that make a lot of money. There's no group of guys huddled up on a Saturday night looking, hey man, I got these really rich girls coming out with us. They're going to party with us. They're so rich. It's not like that. But women, on the other hand, they're talking about, oh my God, he's a lawyer, he's a doctor, they got a section tonight, he drives a Mercedes, we're going to have a good night tonight, girl. That's what they talk about. Men are more focused on the superficial attraction that the woman has. Like, let me see photos. You got her Instagram? Let me see. Send me a picture. Is she cute? That's what men care about, because the number one attraction factor for men is attraction. That's why I always tell women, number one thing you got to focus on is being presentable. And that's why I always tell men, number one thing you got to focus on is building up your financial stability. So that way you can secure, protect, and take care of a woman. And for women, it's to provide for a man, satisfy him, and allow him to complete his cravings and desires. See, at the end of the day, ladies, the man that you want is a man that has options, a man that is physically disciplined, emotionally disciplined, that is operating at a high level, but he says no to them. And those guys have a plethora of women that are attracted to them that are very attractive. And if you can get access to that man and show him that you have a good personality, then you're going to win. Then you know that he likes you for you. That is where you win. Don't go after the guy that has absolutely no girls. That's a very dangerous thing to deal with because a man that has dealt with a lot of pretty women and attractive women, he understands that territory. He understands that, attractive women have standards, have boundaries, and he knows how to deal with a woman. He knows how to take care of a woman. He knows the maintenance that comes with a woman like that. You want a man that has attractive ex-girlfriends. When a guy has a lot of attractive ex-girlfriends, green flag. I'm telling you, it's a good thing. Because if he has women that are not as attractive and you're the best that he's ever gotten, there's an issue there. When he has a plethora of women that he's dated and been around that are attractive, he knows that the temptation and the territory comes with that. And he's choosing you amidst all these attractive women because attractive women are very common. I'm sorry, ladies, you're not the most beautiful girl out there in the world. There's a lot of other beautiful girls out there in the world. But your personality is what allows you to retain a man. So when a man chooses you and he has access to a lot of options, that means he really likes you for you. And this is where you're going to be the most safe, the most secure, and the most happy in that relationship. Because the likelihood of him engaging in infidelity and engaging in this and that is going to be lower because he's already had it. See, women often think that a guy that has a lot of girls is the one that you should not trust. And a guy that has absolutely no girls messaging him is the one that is very trustworthy. The one that has no girls messaging him will leave in an instant the moment he has another girl messaging him. And if you're an attractive girl, I'm telling you this right now, and you're with a guy that doesn't have a lot of girls, you're going to make him get girls. When a man has an attractive woman by his side, other women that are attractive are like, okay, why is she with him? He's either got money or he's really good in bed. Either way, I'm going to go and try to get her man. And that gives that level of ego. Women like that. I'm telling you, there's a class of women out there that will literally go after your boyfriend just because you look good. Just because they want him to be all over her and so that they can get leverage over you because they can feel better than you. There's a whole class of women out there. And you know what? It's them versus you, not them versus all the other single women out there in the world as if they were going for a single man. And when she gets him, she has leverage. She has control. She has emotional guilt that she can give this man. I'm going to tell your girl that you're talking to me. I'm going to show your girl all our messages. And that man will do a lot of things for her when he's engaging in that infidelity. That's why there's a whole class of women out there that go after married men, stable married men for financial support, for emotional support, and for physical access because they get anything that they want. So you want a man that has experience dealing with women. It is a good thing. It is a green flag. On the flip side, for men don't typically want a woman that's dealing with a lot of men. It just is what it is. This is the sexual dimorphism that human beings have. We are biologically different. And that's what allows natural selection to really work. Because when we come together in differences and we compromise, that's what allows the best of the best to create the best offspring, that create the best reproduction, the best genetic variability. When the best meet the best, that's where the best is created. So hopefully this makes sense, guys. If you have any questions for me, you can click the links below. It's easy to get a hold of me with my Instagram and my social media, but the best way to get a hold of me is the private community. It's completely free. You can join whenever you want and create an account and you can connect with me. With that being said, until next time, Sumi out.